Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. So this is the start of my exam diaries week. Currently it is Monday evening, it is the 11th of January. My first exam gets released tomorrow at 6 PM and then my final exam gets released on Thursday the 14th at 2:30 PM. So I wanted to take you on the journey. I'm gonna say now, I have not revised purely because I've had an essay to write over Christmas, pandemic, and also I just want time off. So I haven't really had the chance to do much for any of these exams. And also they're 24-hour exams, so whilst we are encouraged to spend 2 hours on them, like who actually will do that, we do have 24 hours to submit. So my brain tells me that I can write 2,000 words in 24 hours from scratch on a topic that I don't know about. We're going to see about that, but we're going to see. So basically I want to take you along the journey for revision limited that it's going to be, and the stress that's going to ensue as soon as the papers get released. But right now, I'm about to go to Tesco because I want to get some good food in before the exam hits tomorrow, because I just really don't want to be in that exam not having pizza, not having ice cream, not having junk food, because I feel like they're going to be my only friends and support system during these 24 hours. That's a bit bleak, but that's pretty much the way it's going to go. So I want to stock up on just shit, and I think that's going to get me through the exam. This is the first time I've left the house in 6 days, and I mean, I don't even mean, oh, like left the house to go out. I mean, I literally have not had fresh air in 6 days, guys. What is the pandemic doing to me? Okay, so I'm back from Tesco. Just had a pizza, polished it off, and I'm watching After We Collided. Like, it's just weirding me out in that, like, it's not a good film, really, objectively, like, but I mean, I watched the first one a couple of weeks ago, and like, it's tapping into a weird part of my brain of the Wattpad fanfic that this is built on, like, because I didn't think I could remember it, and then I'm watching it and I'm like, this happened in the book, that happened in the book, this happened in the book, and it's like the 13-year-old portion of my brain is like coming alive when I'm watching this film. But yeah, I'm literally just gonna have some ice cream, basically not doing anything substantial towards my exam. I'm just thinking, you know what, chill night. It's 10 o'clock now, hopefully I'll be in bed by 11 and then I'll be up for about 8 tomorrow. But I'm still debating what times to go to bed, because obviously my exam's at 6 PM. Like, do I sleep in the day, sleep at night and miss, I don't know what to do. But that's pretty much what I'm doing now. And then hopefully tomorrow I'll do the bulk of my exam prep. Emphasis on hopefully. Okay, so it's like 8 in the morning, day of exam. And I'm honestly debating what to do. You know, the dilemma of last night has not, found an answer of, do I revise or do I chill out? Because it's like, I'm not going to be able to do anything substantial today, and if I do, it's going to tire me out for later when I actually have the exam. So, and I know in my heart that I probably can write 1,500 words on something I have no concept of in 24 hours, so what do I do?
Just as we make judgments about people's health or intelligence or beauty that aren't moral judgments, or we judge that one sandwich is...
In the end, I watched a lecture on the week we did sex, and I chose this lecture because I felt the least confident about that week of syllabus. Okay, so it's 7:30 now. My exam came out an hour and a half ago. Basically, I slept in between 1 and about 6, just so then I could stay up tonight. So I've had quite a good bit of sleep. I've been working, I've read 2 articles so far, and I know what my argument is. I just need to reread an article and read some counters and I'll be done. Also running a bath. I don't know what it is, I don't know why I'm like this. I think it's because I've just woken up as well, like I want a bath. I just think I think better in the bath. I'm gonna, sit and read in the bath basically. And get the bulk of my research done, and then come out, have something to eat, and maybe do a bit more research and write it. I'm also thinking that they said you should be able to write this in 2 hours as if it is exam conditions, so I'm not going to be reading as much as I would be doing if it was an actual 1,500 word essay. Like normally I'd probably read 10 to 15 articles. Realistically, I'm going to probably focus on like 5, the main one, and then couple of counters probably, and then job done. So I want to be done by 2 in the morning. I'm saying it now. We'll see if that happens. Okay, so I've had my bath and I got a fair bit done. Basically, I've changed my argument. So the question, I've realised I haven't really said what the question is. So the question is, as long as sex is consensual, it is morally permissible. Is this right? And then if so, describe the strongest objection. If not, describe the strongest argument. So I'm basically saying that it is right, and I'm going to take the strongest objection is, I was going to use Nagel's view on like unnaturalness and sexual perversion. I don't really think that it fits so much because sexual perversion isn't necessarily immoral. So I'm instead going to use the Catholic sex view as my main objection and argue that it's wrong. But I've only really just started reading about the Catholic sex view, but I've just found this really good article that basically talks about it and is arguing what I want to argue. So I'm basically going to look at their arguments, look at what their references are, read those sources and then write it up. It's 9:30 now, so I feel like I could probably get all that done by midnight hopefully. Okay, so I've moved locations. I genuinely think this is one of the first times I've sat here at this sofa in my room. I don't know why I don't sit here. I think I just normally sit in bed. But anyway, I made my first coffee. I was trying to hold out for as long as possible because I know that as soon as I have coffee, I'm going to get a caffeine high and then I'm going to drop and I'm going to want sleep. So I was like, do you know what? I'll refrain until it's like super necessary, and it's super necessary. So caramel latte. Thank you to the Costa little tabs, you know what I mean, for the coffee machine. It's so hot. I just feel like I want to update you and tell you that this is getting me through heavily. Need I say any more? I'm reading my last 2 to 3 journal articles. I basically have my idea. I've got about 200 words down in notes and then I've just got to write it and kind of put it into some form of like structure. So we're in a good place basically. So then I just carried on doing my research for a few hours, taking the occasional break to listen to Driver's License A Bit Too Hard by Olivia Rodrigo. You said forever, now I walk along past your street. That's actually a very accurate insight into what I get up to when the cameras are off. Okay, so it's just turned 5. You know what, for your benefit, let's just hide that situation. I've been writing for half an hour, I'd say. I've got 370 words and then probably 150 in notes. A good 150 to 200 words are going to be the conclusion anyway, so really I've only got to write 1,350 and basically I've got 1,000 words left to write, which isn't going too bad. At this rate I'm writing about 600 words an hour. So really an hour and a half we should be finished. Basically my updated argument is that the biggest objection to consent being the thing that makes sex morally permissible is the natural law argument, which can be broken into 2 parts really. Consent, it just isn't enough to make it morally permissible because consent doesn't tell you whether it's right or wrong. It just enables you to like do. That's what they say anyway. Really what determines morality is an additional framework, and then also they bang on about how sex is only permissible in a heterosexual relationship, in marriage, and for the purpose of procreation, and any other forms of sex is immoral. So it's kind of easy to argue against that, but that's basically the biggest objection I can be bothered to argue, and I understand it on like a 70% level, which means it takes me longer to write it because I'm there like, is that actually what it says? And I have to check my references and be like, what? But then that's another good thing. They were like, you don't have to do footnotes, because obviously I'm so used to doing footnotes. I've just clocked this colour combination. I can only apologise for your eyes, but this is like my, I don't know, breakdown pending outfit, and I don't know why I really like it. But I'm used to doing footnotes. And obviously footnotes don't count towards your word count, whereas for exams, because it's an open exam, you have to do in-text referencing, which means probably 100 words of this essay is going to be in-text references, which means less stuff to write. 8 a.m. It's literally daylight outside. I've just finished. I'm honestly glad that I've done this within basically like what? I started at about 7:20, so well, I can't even do the maths right now. A little over 12 hours, which is good because obviously I've got 24, so the 12 that I'm not going to use, I can use for preparation for the next exam, which I have in tomorrow. I have it tomorrow. You know, it's as good as it's gonna get. I'm literally bang on word count though. It's meant to be 1,500 words and it literally is 1,500 words. I don't know how I'm gonna cut it down anymore, so I'm probably just gonna have to give it an hour or two and come back to it. But yeah, I feel like it's as best as it's gonna get, and there's literally like nothing I can really think of right now to either slim it down with or put in. You can only like polish silver so much, you know, before it's just going to get a certain level of shining. It's not going to get any more. That's my best analogy for this. Like, I only know what I know, and without an extra lecture from Jonathan, our lecturer, I'm not going to be able to improve this, I don't think. That's the thing with philosophy. It requires you to just sit there and really think about it, and I'm like, I don't know. So at least I've got law tomorrow, which is more of my comfort zone. Do you know, I'm thinking I might go for a run, or do I like have food? I don't even know what meal I'm meant to be on. Like, my brain says breakfast, but my stomach is like, have some pasta. So I don't know what to do, but pretty much I'm gonna have today off, you know, like work out, have a shower, have something to eat, and then probably when I wake up after a couple hours nap, because I literally have been working for like 12 hours straight, unheard of for me, unheard of. That's why I feel like I'm getting weird energy. I will prep for the next one. What I really want to do is I want to teach myself the law on adolescents and or children, because I was meant to do it in the classes, but I just didn't. Like, I only did a little bit of it. I didn't do it all. Anyway, I'm going to put my sorry self off camera and sort my life out. See you tomorrow.
Well, I like to think that we were both right, but I'm not sure Lady Grantham will be so easily.
Okay, so it's Thursday, and yes, this already is the situation. So basically, what's happened since I last spoke to you is that I went to sleep at about 2 p.m. on Wednesday, woke up about 5 a.m. on Thursday morning, today. Then I obviously stayed up all day. I was going to sleep in the afternoon, but I got sidetracked, didn't. So then when the questions came out at 2:30, they were a lot easier than I was expecting them to be. So I was like, I'm going to go for a little nap now. Cut to, it is 10 p.m. and I haven't started yet. But the questions are very nice. There's one on best interests, which I've literally been manifesting for the last month, because obviously those of you that know, follow my videos from York, is I did a whole module on mental capacity and mental health law in my undergrad, and we did a whole essay on best interests, and I feel like I know it very well. And then there's questions on like resource allocation, decision making with children. There's one about Montgomery, which is like negligence and information within healthcare law. Yeah, I'm not doing any of those ones because they're a bit too complex for me. Basically, I'm doing 2 questions. Each one has to be 1,200 words, and obviously now I've got like 16 hours to write it, which is fine. So essay 1, I'm doing a best interest, which basically the question is, do you think it's appropriate to refer to Section 4 of the Mental Capacity Act as the best interest test, or is there something else? And I'm saying, yeah, there is something else, because it's been developed so much in the case law that you can't really say that what is in the statute is the test anymore, because it's developed beyond that. And then the second essay I'm doing is about the way in which people make decisions when they have capacity. When they weigh up a decision, if they simply just apply it to their belief system or their values, that's appropriate weighing up, and therefore that should be legal. And basically the question is, but should it? And I'm like, jury's still out on that one. I haven't really done research. Now I want to research through my old notes, the notes that I've done for this module, now I'm on my master's, and read through my old essay about best interests, write up a plan, and then write it. That hopefully should take me until about midnight, maybe 1, 2. I'll have something to eat, have a little break, maybe watch Downton Abbey for an hour, and then I'll do the research for the next one. And hopefully I should finish by 8 a.m. I'm going to say it now. I want to finish by 8. Okay, so it's just hit 1:30. I finished with the first essay. I've got about 80 words to play with, and realistically that's only taken me like 4 hours, 4.5 hours. So it's not too bad. I just want to finish my referencing now, start my research for the next one, and then have something to eat. I need to put some socks on. I swear my feet are like blue right now because I sit here with like my legs crossed at my desk without any socks on, and I think it just cuts off the circulation, but because I'm so engrossed I like forget about it. And then I like come out of it it, come out of like my own world when I've finished a task and I'm like, I'm deteriorating. Basically, not much has happened since we last spoke, except that it's now 5 in the morning and I had like a little snack, which is basically one of those like pot noodles that aren't pot noodles, but they're like half a Chinese, half pot noodle, you know what I mean? And then what else did I do? Oh yeah, I came up with an essay plan, so I actually know what I'm doing. Do you know what's really weird about these essays? And I feel like I've got weird energy going on because I'm super tired. So apologies if I'm talking too fast. What I find weird about doing these essays is that when I did them for undergrad, I was like, no idea, like, what the heck that means. Whereas now I read the questions and I'm like, yep, I've got an opinion on it instantly. I know what cases I'm going to draw upon to answer it. And I kind of know where to look, what journals, what textbooks to look in to get my answers, because I kind of know it. It's back here somewhere. It's just I don't know it enough to write an essay. I reckon I could knock out a sort of 3 or a 2-2 if I wrote it up from memory. It's weird basically reading stuff and like knowing or having inclination as to what it means and how I would answer it. It's like, is this what it's like to know stuff? It's wild. Masters is wild. I basically got 10 pages of a textbook to read, 2 cases to skim because I know what happens in them, I just need quotes. Maybe a journal, but I can just go onto Westlaw and type in some keywords and bang, 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 bang. So really, I would say another like hour and a half and they can write it, and then the writing will take me 2 hours to do 1,200 words. Let's see if I can plough through until then. But yeah, right now, coffee. So I made a coffee. At the moment I'm having Costa's caramel latte capsules for my machine, and whilst that was being made I had a little dance break, and this one was to She Is Love by Oasis. Then I kind of settled down with my coffee and continued doing my research, and then once I had enough research and it was all formulated under each subheading in my document, I went ahead to make an essay plan. Okay, so it's 7:45. It's actually getting light outside, which is very depressing. I've written my essay plan as you guys just saw. I'm basically writing my essay now. I've written half the introduction and then obviously got to write my actual points. I'm going for a food break. I'm gonna have some soup and some bread rolls, I think. Okay, I'm officially done. That's my essay 1. This is essay number 2. Done. Honestly, I'm so grateful that I finished this. There was a time there, that's why I didn't really vlog so much, because I didn't know if I'd finish it in time. Happy this is done, you know, that's 2,500 words within 11 hours. Not bad. I mean, we'll wait to the grades, but like I don't think it's that bad. Also, I haven't been crying. I've literally just gone and put my lunch on because it's like midday now. I've been chopping onions. So I'm gonna end this vlog here. I hope you liked it. The train wreck that's been me trying to do exams, I suppose, for the last however many days it's been. I literally have no idea of any concept of time anymore. All I know is that I have 48 hours off before term starts, so I'm going to use it. Downton Abbey all the way, cooking my risotto right now, and I'm going to have a bath and watch Downton Abbey. So I hope you like this video, and hopefully it's been interesting and insightful. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!